decide?
Last night I saw a chilling video. It was a group of academics, professors, and it was right here in the United States. They were all Islamic, and it was curious that they were asked by the moderator, do you condemn October 7th? And there was laughter in the auditorium and laughter from every single one of them. And then one of them was very open. No, I will never condemn it. I will always applaud any effort to overthrow Israel. So you look at that ideology where they can't even condemn what is a horrific attack on Israel. Is there any hope for peace with that kind of ideology?
Well, that ideology still remains inside Gaza, and then actually some of the countries that are supporting this deal. And the question many people are asking, does it, open the door for a Palestinian state? That's something that Julie mentioned in her report. Netanyahu's adamant it doesn't open the door. He said it absolutely not. And he said it's not written in the agreement as well. And he said President Trump also said that. But if you look, Gordon, at point 19 in the 20-point plan, it said, and that's what Julie referred to in her report, that if the PA reform is faithfully carried out, the conditions may be in place for a credible pathway to Palestinian self-determination and statehood. So it remains to be seen whether in the future that could come about. Some point out that the people that have helped draft this, that would be, say, people like Tony Blair, Jared Kushner, they've advocated for a two-state solution in the past. And some people are warning, the Bible is very specific about dividing God's land. A sober warning in Joel 3 that at the end of time, God judges nations for dividing God's land and scattering his people. And one last point, Gordon, this plan doesn't mention any ability for the Jewish people to go back to Gaza. In 2005, nearly 10,000 Jews lived there. Will they be able to go back into this kind of new Gaza that they're planning?
Well, I've long critiqued the two-state solution just on the basis, not from what the Bible says, but from what Hamas says and what Fatah says and what the Palestinian Authority says, what the PLO says, what the Popular Front says, what Hezbollah says. They all say from the river to the sea. They all are advocating for the elimination of Israel. They don't want a two-state solution. They want a one-state solution called Palestine, and they want to eliminate all Jews from Israel. That's been their stated goal. That's what they pay their martyrs to do. They have the pay-to-slave program. That's behind all of it. And any kind of peace plan that says they really want statehood and they really want a better future for their children and their grandchildren seems to ignore decades of history with this ideology. Why doesn't Israel just stand up and say that this is just a dream because the other side doesn't want it?
Well, some people do here in Israel say that, and they warn that, any agreement to this kind of agreement may open the door eventually to a two-state solution. And as you said, the ideology is not for a two-state solution. It's for a one-state solution, not living side by side with Israel, but instead of Israel. So some people do say that, Gordon, here in Israel. The Netanyahu government really had to thread the needle here. It was a very hard decision, I think, they had to make to agree to this plan, but it remains to be seen if it's going to be implemented and what Hamas eventually decides. Some people think that it will sort of be like the Lord, giving Pharaoh, hardening his heart, and whether or not Hamas will actually accept this.
All right.